see on the screen. It's basically just like I've just created like some two, three hard coded JSONs, and I'm basically just exposing them through some APIs, three
So you
APIs.
got app, get devices, get makes, device ID, get manufacturers for device, rec params, device ID. All right, so you're passing in the device ID to get the manufacturers for the device and then get models by make. All right, so you created a bunch of dummy data for every device for every make.
Yeah, I mean, like this is where you use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I
Let me
mean,
let me see the
this is
let me
the
see the
right
makes.
this is the right use case of ChatGPT.
It really
I,
is. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't manually create it. I just told ChatGPT to create it for me.
Hold on, slow down, slow down. Let me see. Because we have model ID, device ID.
This
Um,
manufacturer ID is make ID basically.
so are these like computers, stoves, washers, vacuums, and everything, or just vacuums?
Everything. It's you would have can openers, like you would have flame fires. It's just random. It has created data. You have boil tech. You have coffee brew, coffee makers. So for the devices, you can see this list. So this is the device list. You can see there's a coffee percolator, there's a clothes dryer, there's a clothes dryer, there's a vacuum cleaner, there's a ceiling fan, there's a bread machine.
And then, yeah, I see that. Okay. And then, so if its device name is barbecue, then there are m- makes that correspond
Yeah.
with that barbecue.
So the way it is, like your makes and your device are not exactly connected. They are connected through models actually. Like when you create a particular model, it will have a manufacturer and the device type, right? Like your makes and your manufacturers and your devices are not directly connected. They are connected through what product you're creating, right? The model.
Yeah, so I guess the big question is like, how are we going to be getting the real data, right?
Yeah, so we can create a real data. We can like if we don't have an external APIs, then what we can do is we can like make the data. I mean, I from what I can think, this is how it should be. The data would be, I think, in the real term. Like you won't even have like you would the main transactional data from any external API for this kind of domain, the repairs one. I'm pretty sure it should be in this format only.
So you want to put all the models in the same array, even if it's not the same device.
Yeah, everything is in the same. Then you use the filter logic to get that data. Because the external API is not going to give you in separate format. It is going to give you everything together. Like I don't think it would give you like everything model. What you do is basically you try to map it through some filter logic like this logic to get the uh, corresponding models or devices
But
which
then, but then you're pulling all the models to the. Then you're pulling a whole bunch of data that you just don't need. Can't we just filter that right out of the database? Can we
yeah.
make a query to the database?
Yeah, you can. But that's what I'm saying. Like the reason I created this is not going to be the actual backend. That's what I thought. Like because we would be searching for some external APIs, so we would be getting directly. The only thing which you need to worry is these two A3 APIs. Like you would have these three APIs as an external APIs that you ask for get devices, you'll get all the devices. Then based on the device ID, you will basically make get the manufacturers, and based on the manufacturer ID, you will get the models. So ultimately, the filtering which I have done, like that is something which I have done for now, like dummy as dummy. That's not going to be like just consider that you don't know how this application works. You don't care. The only thing which you cares is these three APIs. Like
Yeah.
you don't care how the data is getting fetched.
All right.
Like when you don't worry about this like how it is getting fetched or how it is stored. Just worry about these three APIs, like what
But
you
this,
want.
but this API, this server that you built is gonna be running. It like it's gonna be turned into a server that doesn't just serve dummy data. It's going to be a server that actually
Yeah.
pulls the data from the database and sends it to our application.
See, for that, the main thing, if you are thinking from that perspective to actually convert this now, then I would say you have to like stop working on front end and we have to completely focus on back end and do some reading and domain research of what exactly are the vacuums and everything. That's like, if you want, like, my purpose was we have to get the front end part which you are building as soon as possible without creating that dummy data in the front end. That's the reason I created this.
So I didn't
But
find um any
yeah, so if
APIs, but I was looking at Wikipedia.
so if in that case, if you think, then we need to like invest a lot of time in actually building first the backend and keeping it ready. Like how the data should be there, like how to fetch the data first, main thing. Like we can do web scraping or like the Wikipedia scraping
The
and to
thing
get.
is though, at the end of the day, the same way that you use ChatGPT, we have vacuum cleaner manufacturers right here. So if I went and I just copied this to ChatGPT and I said, "Hey, give me back a TypeScript and num with these manufacturers," it could just give me the enum. So we could actually probably, well, it depends on how many different devices we're covering, right? So I mean, yeah, there's a lot that's unplanned here. There really is.
Yeah.
Like
So
it's
that's
kind
what
of
I'm.
unclear exactly where we're headed and why, because there's just so much that we have to actually think through. Like, is it going to be 100 different devices, or are we going to focus on the 10 most profitable? You know what I'm saying? Like, or just the 10 most popular. Maybe it's not the most profitable. Maybe it's just what's in demand, what people need. You know?
Uh, could say that, but it's just that I'm thinking from large scale. Like I'm not thinking from like just immediate scaling because my thought process is like how would you like keep a track of what are popular? How would you know that at this point?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like you can't go with popularity or like finite. That's the reason I was against enum actually. Enums are usually used when you know there are finite number of things. That's when you use enum because enums are more like those are like you could consider them as variables. Like
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
basically, let's say there are 100 devices, you're going to kind of create 100 variables, but that's not
Yeah.
how exactly it works.
Yeah. Well, 100 constants, they don't change. The thing is, it would be nice to have that source of truth. I was thinking about if let's just say, for example, we pass in the device type into the get makes function so that I'm calling this get makes function from the component once we actually decide what the device is. Like you select what the device is in the select tab, you execute this function get makes, and it sends back the makes. Um, but the makes, they're coming back as strings. Like the name of the make is coming back as a string, and those strings are used to populate the makes select option. So
No,
there's
so
coordination
you're
going.
not going to get makes as string. You're going to get as, you see what I'm returning as
Yeah,
make.
yeah, as an object.
ID, the ID as in, so this ID is always going to be unique. Like, so it is generated by the system.
Yeah, yeah. So,
So
but that might not be how we get it. Like, let's say we have to scrape Wikipedia. Let's just say there are no APIs, and we have to build the API. That manufacturer ID is not going to exist, is it? Or are we going to
no,
give?
it will
Well, I
be.
guess
So
technically in the database it will exist, right?
what you need to do is, let's say if you use MongoDB, okay? So in MongoDB, there is a concept called as auto-generated ID. So when you insert a certain entry, let's say you don't have to insert manufacturer ID in the database. You need to insert only the other attributes. It will automatically create an ID, a unique ID for that entry.
Okay, yeah, 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 okay.
And
That
that
makes sense.
ID is actually used to then, so the result when you will get, let's say when I ask like get me all the devices. So when I'll return, I won't return you just the name. I'll return you along with the device ID. So this ID is something which you pass to get any other corresponding information with respect to this ID.
And then all of
And
the
that's,
makes in the database are going to be connected through that ID.
yeah, so it's mostly it's like I'm building it in a relational format.
Model ID. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
So we can store it in this way, even if we scrap it. It's just that we need to add one more layer that when we scrap it, we need to form the data, transform the data in such a way that how we want it to be stored and how the queries are going to be fast. Like what exactly our focus is going to be to get the data.
Hmm.
So it should be O of one fetch.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anywhere where we could actually
So
get the data
when you
unless.
say that, like if you want to, let's say, for example, let's say when you say that you want to fetch all devices, okay? So if you see, the device list will keep on increasing. It won't be small. But when you have, let's say you have 1,000 devices. Now, when you request this API get devices, now there is a concept called as pagination. You know that, have you heard about it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So we can use the concept of pagination in MongoDB. MongoDB provides you that pagination concept. And when you return the data, it's not going to, when you ask get devices, it's not going to return you everything. It's going to return you based on how many pages you want, how many you're requesting at a time.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
if you
I
initially,
don't think we should start with all devices though. I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think that one, what are the devices that are in everybody's home? Poor people, rich people, everybody. What are the devices that everybody has?
just her home appliances, basic home appliances.
Well, yeah, yeah, like a vacuum cleaner, everybody has. A stove, everybody has.
Yeah, right.
Not even a dishwasher. Not everybody has a dishwasher. A lot of people don't have dishwashers, you know? So I
Hmm.
think like
So you can ask, that's what I said, like that's where ChatGPT comes. They ask him that create this data based on only these devices names. So it will create you that data.
yeah, based on a select number of devices cuz we have to think about it from a practical standpoint too. Like cuz there's
Yeah.
some devices that require like licenses to fix, right? Like plumbing or
License.
electrical systems and stuff like that. That
But
requires license.
why do you need to worry about that? I mean, like
Because there's some things that require. I mean, like what's something else that requires a permit? Like an HVAC system. You know what I'm saying? Like
hmm.
that's technically, I guess no, not really. Air conditioner, air fryer, air ionizer. All these are like some small things too. Like is someone actually gonna fix an air fryer? Probably not. Air conditioner, maybe, probably not.
I mean,
The air conditioning system, that's HVAC, that requires a license. So I think we should just select like 3 or 4 that we know everybody has, that's super popular, that people actually get fixed, and just start with that because that'll keep things simple for now.
yeah, okay. Yeah, makes sense. That
And
could be
plus
done.
it would be cool if eventually one day the people who are working for the company actually, like if people actually worked for the company, then they would be able to get training to fix things that require licenses too. That'd be cool, but that's like way ahead. So we have device ID, device name. So we just have a name and we have a device. See the way that we have it built into my code right now. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Is so this is the function that's going to be calling your API.
Yeah, you can just. I mean, for now only you can run it. I mean,
Yeah, this is the one that's going to be calling your API. This is the dummy one we have right now, so we'll be able to get rid of this in just a
yeah.
minute.
So instead of get make data, you can basically, so you can see device, you get makes. So give a device. So uh, the if you go down like where you're getting your list of devices, like select function. So in that, first I would say get get devices function, like then
On
you can
device
seal it.
select.
Yeah, but like let's go like slowly because get device data, I think line number 63, that get device data function.
Mm-hmm.
I would say let's go step by step. Like instead of get device data, now in that function, you basically call my get devices API.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's what this is here.
Yeah, yeah. First, just run that Express.js on your local, I mean, so
Um,
that keep it running.
that's what I'm saying. Can you put it to GitHub so I could just clone it? Because you sent it to my phone and I'm on my computer.
Oh, okay, okay.
And we're gonna have to create a GitHub repo anyways eventually because we're gonna build it out. So you wanna just do that quick and
Yeah,
then I'll
I'm
just.
not sure if you're fine with going Express. I just thought about doing Express.js.
Oh yeah, that's totally cool. Once it's in GitHub, we'll be able to actually, if people are interested in building this out, web scraping or whatever we end up having to do, at least we could like direct people towards it if you don't want to do it all or
Yeah.
depending.
Okay.
There's so many
Can you like create
projects
that?
going on right now.
Yeah. Did hear you.
You want me to create it here?
Yeah, just create like a repairs backend or something.
Okay.
I'm
True.
actually currently working on building my own portfolio website
Repairs. Um,
backend. Yeah.
let's call it because you never know, there might be something else that's also back end as well. So let's just call it devices, device API.
Hmm.
That would be good. All right, public.
Yeah. Can you just post the link here?
Yeah. Let me. What are you working on for your
I'm
portfolio?
working on my portfolio website, personal portfolio.
Mhm. Let me give you access to this though, because I think it might not let you push
Okay.
to it. Let me add people.
I'm trying to do it in a very unique way, create my portfolio. It's like I'm trying to build an AI model which can basically talk and you can ask him about me, something like that.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, basically you just need to talk with that person. You don't have to type. It's like a voice interactive resume,
Mm.
something like that.
So they don't even have to talk to you. They could get to know you just by talking to your project.
Yeah, you basically just ask him like, "Hey, can you tell me a bit about Aditya?" And then he'll basically speak as well as show you on the screen. And then can you show his projects? Basically, completely like voice interactive
I like
website.
that. I like that.
Yeah, it's in progress. Let's see how it goes.
What is your username?
Aditya 4196.
4196.
Yeah.
All right, read, write.
Do give me right access.
That'll allow.
Me to push.
I don't know
And
if you're starting a job in a couple of weeks, and because I was gonna say maintain, in case like someone wants to join it and they want to work with you on it or whatever. But that's cool.
okay.
All right, so you should be good now.
Okay. Where did you paste the link?
Right in the chat.
Okay.
So
Okay. Why is it this repository is empty? I mean, it should at least have the. It is showing. Can you like just add something? I think. I'm not sure. Can you go
here,
to?
if you post this, you should be good, right?
Yeah.
Get
Okay.
remote add origin.
Yeah. I just need to do some git in it. Let me do that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it denied me error. To I didn't get any mail that gave me the access. Can you like check?
Mm, you might have to accept it, right?
Just check in access.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
you're not there. What was it? Aditya 41.
4196. Yeah.
Oh, you have a pending invitation. Yeah, so you have to
Oh,
accept
yeah,
that.
just now I got. Okay, okay. Hmm. Okay, now I have access. Okay, can you check now? It should be pushed in the master branch.
Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. So I will go ahead and keep both open.
Yeah, you need to. I
Server is
think
the
the
main
node
function.
module should be empty.
No,
Oh, it's there. So I don't know why I pushed. I deleted it. I don't know how it got pushed.
Let's see. You need to get ignore.
Yes.
Okay. So we got just a regular app.listen, couple different pull requests, and then a shit ton of data. Alright, cool. And then you're executing these functions here to filter stuff. Cool. Is it in a Docker container?
I mean, you can create a Docker image if you have Docker in your local,
Mm-hmm.
but you can run it normally as well. I usually run it with Docker anything. So
Mm-hmm.
you just need to create the Docker. If do you have Docker in your local?
No.
No.
Not this computer.
You need to download the doc. But yeah, I mean, you can just run it normal like npm run dev start.
Is it start or dev on this project?
Dev start. Dev start.
Okay.
You can, I mean, you can change the command, but yeah, dev start. Oh yeah. Oh, you need to have do npm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So it's up
You can
and
just
running.
call. Yeah, you can just try calling the APIs on browser. I mean, just to test.
But where are you running it though? On what local host?
3000.
Oh, 3000. Okay.
Oh, slash get devices.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. So here, if we go ahead and
Now, let's say if you want to create something as some other data, then you can just ask ChatGPT and replace that data with some data which you want.
and this is
Now, okay, so now see the object. You create the class the way I have, like the models the way I have defined in the data.
yeah. So we're gonna
in the backend.
say we're getting back an array of devices though, right? Oops.
Yeah, but the structure should be just device
Yeah.
ID and device name. It's not a list.
Yeah. Device ID and device name.
Yeah, so I'd say define that.
And this is a string?
Yeah, it's a
number.
string.
Device
And
ID.
device name is also string. It has to be string because in the database, like IDs are never in integer because there is a limit in integer.
Yeah, I do all my IDs as strings as well.
Yeah, because you can add characters as well to make it as more unique.
All right.
Oh, you're. Why is it showing you? Oh, you need. Oh, you're
Because
running.
I'm
You're
having
calling that
return.
function in
Well,
get makes.
yes.
It should be in get devices, right?
Get device data. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And there is no device type parameter in it.
This is just getting a bit
What's that
annoying.
error? It's not a function return type. It does not refer to promise compatible constructor.
Oh,
Yeah, I think.
I think if you do.
Yeah, it needs to be under a promise. Yeah, get return.
Okay. And then.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you can do that because by that time it is calling rest. The next line will run, right? Await. It is just awaiting the fetch call. Your rest will be empty.
It's gonna wait for the data here, though, right?
No, but the next line will run, right? I mean, it will just wait for that line number 30, but it will run line number 32 immediately, right?
I don't think so. It's in
Okay,
the same
let's
function. I believe, yeah. Yeah.
let's see. I mean, I've been doing JavaScript for a while, so let me correct my knowledge. I don't know. I've not I've done read await a lot, but let's see how it goes.
Let me fix these other errors though real quick.
Yeah, get
Devices.
devices. Get devices. Okay.
Do I have to put the await here too? Okay. Devices, and then this is actually something we want to do on
You can
load,
just
right?
yeah, and you can just do a console log and see like what devices gets printed.
Mm. Well, we don't want to run get devices every time the selected device changes. We don't want to run get devices every time the makes changes. We just want
No,
to
no,
run it
make it
on
a
load.
like an empty like use effect which basically just
Only executes
refreshes
the
with.
first time.
Yeah, I don't think you don't need to put anything inside. Yeah.
Actually, use effect doesn't let me use await. What do we have to do?
I don't think you need to. Do you need to await that? I mean, why do you need to await get devices? I mean,
Let's try it.
uh, so the only thing which I'm is like, let's see, oh, line number 67, change that.
67. Get makes. Just comment that out for now. On device select. Yeah, because
Yeah.
this is the next one that we're calling.
Yeah. For now, we'll
So
just check.
get devices, and then all right. So now we want to have. We need one for devices too. Okay. So now we could say set devices. Devices. And promise
Oh,
device is
it's
not assignable to device.
yeah, because you're returning promise dot devices, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you need to return promise, but Avid doesn't
It
do.
is a promise for sure though. Like in
No,
this
no. So
function, this is
if you go to that function, So that fetch API is returning promise, but
Yes.
you can get the data out of that promise and just return the result, right? Here you are waiting, right? So instead
Yes.
of that promise device, don't return promise device, I would say. Just return result.json, uh, res.json.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just seeing like why is it, it's a not a valid async function, return type, because it does not refer to a promise. How is it like? Is it like promise? I know that it's returning from the result, but you're not doing the promise.
I'm pretty sure. The return type of an async function must be a promise. Your get devices function is currently specified to
And how
return
to
devices
ask him
that.
like how to access this data, call this function, just how to call the get devices function. You can just ask.
Hold on, let me fix this real quick. How to call the get devices function? I've always known it was. Let me just see how to build the use effect here, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to pass this into an external function. Like do something like fetch devices, execute this down here, sort of thing, and then wrap and make this
Oh, okay.
I think it's something like this.
Okay, now you need to await that, right?
Async, but I'm not positive. And then turn devices.
Just directly, yeah, copy that entire thing and put in place of devices. Yeah.
Yeah, because this is a function. So
I'm telling you,
it's
like
not
at
gonna
one point it should stop the promises. It's forming a promise chain actually.
Promise device is not assignable to parameter. Did you forget to use a wait? Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was something like this, but let me ask. Let me see. Let's see. All right, so this looks good. Get devices, async. It is async, right? Yes.
Oh,
Promise
then
device.
do one thing now. Do
Res.json.
set devices within that async function only in use effect. Don't return anything. If you go there,
Oh, set devices here.
do within the async function only. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't do it outside.
Devices data. Yeah. So it
You-
was. That's interesting that you have to do that. You would think that they would.
Yeah, do it. Yeah. The same thing what you did before. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just call that. Yeah. Now that should be fine. Try running it and see.
Fast devices. This is only gonna run once. We still gotta narrow it down here though. Let's see. Oh, we don't have a name. We have a device
It's
name.
device name. And this is device name. But now you need device ID as well. So I'm thinking how to get device ID.
Um,
Because device ID is the one which will be used like to fetch the make. Yeah, this should be correct actually. Yeah,
yeah.
just go ahead now.
All right. Let's try this out. So we got this running.
So yeah.
All right. Cool. Let's just enter a valid zip code.
Okay, you need to define use client.
I believe we already did in this one. No, we didn't. Let's make sure, because we're going to the diagnosis first. This is already use client. Use client. That should work though, right? Type serviceable.
Async await is not supported in client components. Where did you put the async await logic? It's in diagnosis, right? Yeah. So in this, you have to write use server, not use client.
And where? This function?
No, no, no. Use no, no, no. I mean, can you write like this, or you need to write it at the top? No, at the top, I think you need to write use server.
Where? At the top of what?
At the top of this file.
This file?
Yeah.
This is a client component though, we can't do that.
But in client component, you can't use async await. That's what it is saying.
We can't use, this can't be a server component though, because it has all these front end logic.
we need to
These
find
are,
a
these are
way-
functions that only exist in the
Yeah, so you
browser.
can't use async await.
Oh,
in
so
this.
let's
That's what-
get rid of this.
Yeah, everything, whatever I think async await we have to
Okay,
remove.
yeah, there
everything.
we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we had the async on, I put async on this function by accident,
Oh, okay,
when
okay,
actually
okay.
we just needed it on device select. All right.
Okay.
And then we should component that hasn't mounted yet. It indicates that you have a side effect in your render function. Move this work to use effect instead. It definitely has to do with this here. We're trying to set devices on a component that hasn't mounted yet. There's definitely, I'm pretty sure that's pretty close to correct. There's a way to do this, so we just have to figure that out.
Yeah. Can you that set devices? Can you await that as well?
Yeah, await
Just-
doesn't
just-
make sense here. Because set devices isn't asynchronous. Select we know we're getting the data though, right?
Yeah. But oh yeah, we are getting the data.
Yeah. So you are getting the data and it is being sent, but on line 46,
Oh, I think you can remove this, right? You
yeah,
don't
we're
need the
actually,
mappings,
yeah,
or you don't need all these mappings.
exactly.
So you need to remove everything. Like there's something else getting used.
Yeah.
You can see down on device select.
Let me just get rid of this stuff. Yeah, true, because right now the selected device is going to be a string, right?
Selected device will not be a. Yeah, it's a string. Device ID. Yes.
And the selected make is also going to be a string. So it should start as a string. And then this is correct.
Actually, it should be the device object, both device ID and device name. That's what I think instead of just string. Like,
Selected device is just going to be a string though, because we're going to get that from the value, remember?
yeah.
We're going to get that. We're setting the device from this value.
Mm.
Yeah, so whatever this is, that's what our device is going to end up being.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Device type, and then
Hey,
the value. Yep.
I have to like, I have to get off. Like, I'm getting one important call.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll leave. Tomorrow we can connect on this. If it tomorrow, as in Monday, sorry.
All right, sounds good. I'm gonna work on it a
Yeah.
little bit anyway, so I'll figure it out.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Bye.
All right, peace out, man.